Welcome back, Johnnies, to a new semester. I'm Zach Mahabir.
And I'm Claren Caulfield.
And we've got the top stories for you in this week's episode of Eye of the Storm.
A new semester brings new faces and new issues to forefront on campus. Administration held a session this past Wednesday for students to take turns expressing their frustrations and criticisms and experiences on campus at Taffner Fieldhouse. This has all stemmed from students' outrage due to social media posts and text messages involving racially charged words and harassment by white female students from St. John's and another school. These derogatory claims were directed towards St. John's students who are black. This isn't the first time students have voiced their frustrations at the state of race relations. Students' experiences with public safety and the lack of diverse hire have been in question, but it wasn't until this session that it seemed that administration had reached out to begin making amends with the community. St. John's has stated that their behavior stands in opposition to all that St. John's stands for as a Catholic and Vincentian university. As for the white students in question, both were announced to have been expelled from their respective universities, and it is unclear at this time if there will be further punishment for them.
In global news, Israel launched airstrikes against Iran and Syria this past Sunday. According to the Associated Press and the Washington Examiner, the strikes were carried out in response to an Iranian drone that entered the Israeli airspace, as well as an Israeli F-16 that was downed upon its arrival from Syria. The day after the airstrikes, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu stated, "Yesterday, we dealt severe blows to the Iranian and Syrian forces. We made it unequivocally clear to everyone that our rules of action have not changed one bit. We will continue to strike at every attempt to strike at us. This has been our policy, and it will remain our policy." Aside from occasionally carrying out airstrikes against those believed to be carrying weapons to the Iran and Syria-backed militant group, the Lebanese Hezbollah, Israel has attempted to remain neutral since civil war broke out in its neighbor Syria's landscape in 2011. The airstrikes launched Saturday mark Israel's harshest attack on Syria in decades. Israel has also laid out several warnings against Iran's increasing involvement with Lebanon and Syria.
Memos seem to have been given new life within the past couple of weeks, with Republicans and Democrats making to move their proposed bombshell documents released to the public. The Republican memo that was declassified by Donald Trump and released on February 2nd revealed a number of shocking developments regarding the surveillance of those surrounding Trump's presidential campaign. One Trump campaign official under surveillance was Carter Page, whose Foreign Intelligence Service Act applications for surveillance were missing pieces of information. It was revealed from the investigation that not only did the DNC and Hillary Clinton campaign make up an essential part of the FISA applications needed for Page's surveillance, but they paid longtime FBI source Christopher Steele $160,000 to obtain derogatory information on Donald Trump concerning matters related to Russia. Christopher Steele was fired from the FBI for leaking unauthorized information to the media. This information and much more found in the investigation reveal a clear bias from the FBI and the Department of Justice against the candidacy of Donald Trump in favor of Hillary Clinton. In response to the Republican memo, according to NPR, the Democrats drafted a memo of their own accusing the Republicans of cherry-picking intelligence information in order to criticize the FBI and shield Trump. The president chose not to declassify the Democrats' memo, citing national security concerns and the accused Democrats of intentionally putting in information that's dangerous to declassify. For more information, you can visit the link provided in the description box below.
On Monday last week, the long-running global stock rally came to a halt. According to the Wall Street Journal, the Dow Jones Industrial Average shortly dropped nearly 1,600 points. Stock market traders cited uncertainty and anxiety the day of the drop. Even though the losses were quickly recovered, this still came as a shock to many because this marks the largest ever single-day point drop after the markets were breaking records left and right throughout the past year. Despite the drop in the stocks that we witnessed last week, the U.S. economy is still very strong. According to the Associated Press, the job market is the strongest it's been in at least a decade, with unemployment currently at 4.1%. The rate is at a 17-year low. This past month, wages also had the highest rate of increase since 2009. With the job market and rising pay being as solid as it is, many consumers and businesses are showing their increased confidence by spending more. However, with businesses increasing the pay of its employees, they typically raise the price of goods in order to suffice the extra costs, which can accelerate inflation. Also, the possibility of a government shutdown and increasing deficits can alter the impacts of the otherwise booming economy.
This boom in the job market definitely gave many St. John's students confidence as they went out to apply at the Spring Career Fair. We have Quentin Levon Husbands at Taftner Fieldhouse to show us what companies interested students can network with.
Thanks, guys. I'm Quentin Husbands here at Taftner Fieldhouse for the St. John's Career Fair. We're here to give you guys an inside look.
What we try to do is to bring premier employers on campus to engage with students so we can get those right types of opportunities for the students, either through internships or full-time positions.
Can you talk about your role here for the St. John's University Career Fair?
So I'm a career peer with Career Services, and essentially I'm a student liaison between Career Services and the student body. So I'm helping people get internships by networking and easing the process. Some people don't know how to talk to recruiters, so I'm just like giving them a more comfortable outlook on it.
Could you talk about, as an employer, what you would look for in a potential employee?
I'm looking for people who have really great people skills, people who are obviously interested in psychology, sociology, human service majors, but we're open to every major. We're looking for people who are willing to look past the disabilities that the people we support have and are willing to work with them to be as independent as possible.
I think it's a great experience. You know, you have a ton of companies coming out here, giving students the potential at an internship for the summer, giving them great relationships, networking opportunities. Obviously, the LinkedIn thing's a big thing for a lot of people. You know, it costs sometimes hundreds of dollars, you know, to get a LinkedIn shot. So to get a professional ones, you know, saving people a lot of money, giving them a leg up on the competition.
Through the event, in and of itself, is to give the students an opportunity to practice their networking skills, to kind of give them a chance to understand where they are personally in their skill set for market readiness. And within Career Services and advisement, we try to get them prepared before that, so students can come in for a one-to-one advisement, or we have workshops throughout the entire semester to get them ready for events like this, because this is the culmination of everything. You know, you go to school for 4 years, 6 years if you're in a master's program, and you want to get a job. And events like this today, we have 65 employers, and some of these are some really strong employers. And our goal is to help students be successful once they get out of here.
Well, that was informative. What a great event Career Services has put on for the St. John's University students. If you missed this one, be sure to catch out the next one in the fall semester. That's all I have for you guys. I'm Quentin Husbands, WRED-TV. Back to you in the studio.
Despite all these intense world events, it's been an equally intense past few weeks in sports. And here to recap is Jordan Malik over here at SportsWire.
Thank you, Zach, and welcome to a new semester here at SportsWire. I'm Jordan Malik, and we're officially back, and there are some sports seasons coming to an end and some beginning. The NFL season has once again come and gone, ending with the exclamation point that is the country's biggest single sporting event, the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 52 between the New England Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles was a classic in the making, as it was the second highest scoring Super Bowl ever. It was reminiscent of an old-school boxing match, two heavyweights just trading punches. But at the end of the day, the Eagles were able to get that final punch in when Brandon Graham punched the ball out of Tom Brady's hands with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left and the Eagles up by 5. The Eagles secured their first Super Bowl win in franchise history, so the city of Philadelphia was as joyous as ever, from driving up the Art Museum steps in a dune buggy to bringing down the awning of the Ritz-Carlton. Philadelphia was the scene of memories in the making, and it all came together at the parade when the team returned from Minneapolis to march down Broad Street. There's no possible way to count how many people lined the longest straightaway in Philadelphia, but Eagles center Jason Kelce estimated that there was at least 3 million people at the parade in total. Jason Kelce also had a lot more to say during the parade in what is one of the greatest sports speeches of all time. Let's take a look at it.
I'm going to take a second to talk to you about underdogs. I know Lane and Chris just talked about this, but I don't think that it's been beat home enough. Howie Roseman, a few years ago, was relinquished of all control pretty much in this organization. He was put in the side, he was put in the side of the building where I didn't see him for over a year. 2 years ago, when they made a decision, he came out of there a different man. He came out of there with a purpose and a drive to make this possible. And I saw a different Howie Roseman, an underdog, Doug Peterson. When Doug Peterson was hired, he was rated as the worst coaching hire by a lot of freaking analysts out there in the media. This past offseason, some clown named Mike Lombardi told him that he was the least qualified head coach in the NFL. You saw a driven Doug Peterson, a man who went for it on 4th and down. Went for it on 4th and down in the Super Bowl with the trick play. He wasn't playing just to go mediocre. He's playing for a Super Bowl. And it don't stop with him. It does not stop with him. Jason Peters was told he was too old. Didn't have it anymore. Before he got hurt, he was the best freaking tackle in the NFL. McVay was told he didn't have it. Stephen Wisniewski ain't good enough. Jason Kelsey's too small. Lane Johnson can't lay off the juice. Brandon Brooks has anxiety. Carson Wentz didn't go to a Division I school. Nick Foles don't got it. Corey Clement's too slow. LeGarrette Blount ain't got it anymore. Jay and John can't stay healthy. Torrey Smith can't catch. Nelson Aguilar can't catch. Zach Ertz can't block. Brett Selleck's too old. Brandon Graham was drafted too high. Vinny Curry ain't got it. Bo Allen can't fit the scheme. Michael Thomas can't fit the scheme. Nigel Bradham can't catch. Jalen Mills can't cover. Patrick Robinson can't cover. It's the whole team. It's the whole team. And you know who the biggest underdog is? It's y'all, Philadelphia. For 52 years, y'all have been waiting for this. You want to talk about underdog? You want to talk about a hungry dog? For 52 years, you've been starved in this championship.
You know what's up. You know what's
Everybody wonders why we're so mean. Everybody wonders why the Philadelphia Eagles aren't the nicest fans. If I don't eat breakfast, I'm pissed off. You know what I gotta say to all those people that doubted us, to all those people that counted us out, and to everybody who said that we couldn't get it done? What my man Jay and John just said. You.
Now, what in the world was he wearing? That was a Mummers costume from the 2008 Avalon String Band. The Mummers Parade has been a Philadelphia tradition since 1901, so it's safe to say that Philadelphians everywhere love this getup. What a week it's been for St. John's men's basketball. The Red Storm ended their 11-game losing streak by taking down number 4 Duke in a stunning 81-77 upset last Saturday at the Garden. Sophomore guard Shamori Pons put up 33 points to lead the team. The Red Storm didn't stop there, though, when just 4 days later they took down number 1 Villanova with a 79-75 victory. It was the first time the men have taken down the number 1 team in 33 years. And once again, Shamori Pons led the team with 26 points in that game. This past Saturday, Pons cemented himself in St. John's history when he put up 44 points, breaking Malik Sealy's Carnesecca Arena single-game scoring record. The men beat Marquette for their 3rd straight win. The St. John's women's basketball team are having another successful season as usual, weighing in at 5th place in the Big East. The women are coming off a 71-63 win over Georgetown, sweeping the Hoyas for the 4th straight season. Senior Maya Singleton scored a career-high 19 points and made 8 of 9 shots to lead the Red Storm. Singleton also had 11 rebounds to record her 15th double-double of the season. She is leading the Big East in double-doubles. The Winter Olympics are in full swing and teenagers are leading Team USA. 17-year-old Red Gerard won the U.S. their first medal of the Winter Games with his gold medal upset on the men's snowboarding slopestyle. Chloe Kim, also 17, won her first Olympic gold medal in the women's snowboard halfpipe. Thus far, all of the United States gold medals have come in snowboarding. Jamie Anderson won gold in the ladies slopestyle, and Shaun White won in the men's halfpipe, becoming the first snowboarder to win 3 Olympic gold medals. White's gold gave the U.S. its 100th Winter Olympics gold medal ever. Chris Masder gave Team USA their first medal in men's single ice luge history when he finished in second, bringing home the silver medal. In figure skating, Team USA earned the bronze medal in the team event for the second straight Olympics. Myriad Nagasu became the first American woman figure skater to land a triple axel in the Olympics. That's all we have for this episode of SportsWire. Stay tuned for more. I'm Jordan Malik. Back to you, Zach and Cloran.
Thanks, Jordan. The federal government started the year off in a frenzy, trying to reach agreements over federal government spending. On Friday, February 9th, Trump signed a new $400 billion budget deal, which reopened the federal government after its second shutdown in less than a month. The bill had been in negotiation following an earlier shutdown lasting 3 days beginning January 20th, when a Democrat majority and a handful of Republicans voted to block a new government spending bill over disputes on immigration concessions. American worries were higher than normal, as hundreds of thousands of federal workers, including employees of the Department of State, would be furloughed indefinitely. On January 22nd, a short-term spending bill was approved to fund government operations until February 8th, while negotiations continued. Though the bill did not address the Dreamers, it was agreed upon thanks to Republican Senator McConnell's promise for an open debate on the fate of DACA in mid-February. The second government shutdown began on February 9th, when the government funding ran out after the Senate again failed to meet the midnight deadline to vote on a new bill. Republican Senator Rand Paul influenced the delayed vote, hoping those in favor of the bill would reconsider, as the proposed budget institutes immense spending and would increase deficits. The shutdown ended with a bipartisan compromise, with the Senate and House agreeing to discuss the vote on DACA in the weeks to follow.
Rob Porter, the White House's staff secretary, resigned on February 7th after his ex-wives came forward with allegations of abuse. In a statement, Porter said, "These outrageous allegations are simply false," going on to say, "I have been transparent and truthful about these vile claims, but I will not further engage publicly within a coordinated smear campaign." Colby Holderness, Porter's first wife, told the Daily Mail that he kicked her during their honeymoon, as well as choking and punching her in the face. In an interview with his second wife, Jennifer Willoughby, on February 6th, it was reported that on their first anniversary, he pulled her from the shower, verbally abusing her. Police reports from 2010 were obtained detailing that Porter had punched a glass door in their house, shortly after Willoughby filed a restraining order. On February 13th, Colby Holderness published an op-ed piece in the Washington Post, where she detailed her abusive relationship as well as a few choice words with White House counselor Kellyanne Conway. Quote, "Conway and I definitely agree on one thing," she said during that interview. "There's a stigma and a silence surrounding all these issues. Those who are in position to do something about it ought to." Holderness also said she walked away from that relationship a shell of the person I was when I went into it.
Now here to give us the 4-in-1 on everything in the world of Hollywood is Destiny Clow and Michael Outlaw.
What's up, guys? I'm Michael Outlaw.
And I'm Destiny Clow, and we're here from Entertainment Now to give you the inside scoop on what's trending in Hollywood.
Let's dive right in and get to what everyone has been talking about. On February 4th, the long-awaited news was finally confirmed. Kylie Jenner was in fact pregnant with her first child.
I knew it.
In a post she shared on Instagram, she apologized for keeping fans in the dark. An unusual move for someone who's usually so open with her personal life.
True.
Jenner also dropped an 11-minute video of her journey in the past 9 months on YouTube, minutes after her first post. In true Kardashian Jenner form, big sister Kim took the opportunity to give the world a first glimpse of Chicago West in the same video as her sister Kylie's baby announcement. 2 days later, the 20-year-old mom posted another video picture on Instagram of her holding her daughter's finger with the caption, "Stormy Webster." I don't know if Kylie's been watching the news while she's been in hiding, but I'm praying the baby's middle name is Daniels.
I don't like Stormy, but that's none of my business.
Listen, all I know is ever since baby Stormy has been born, St. John's Red Storm has been quite the winning streak. Just saying.
I mean, who knows? Maybe she'll be a future Johnny. But anyway.
Nah.
You know?
I don't want no Kardashian in this facility, you know.
I guess. But in an explosive interview with Vulture magazine, music legend Quincy Jones spilled all the tea, okay? He started off the interview by saying, "All I've ever done is tell the truth. I got nothing to be scared of, man." And from then, we're taking on a journey filled with twists and turns, okay? Wigs were snatched, jaws dropped, and by the end, people were kind of left stunned. He described Michael Jackson as someone who stole a lot of songs and went on to claim Jackson lied about having Lyme's disease. Jones also claimed to have known who killed Kennedy, mobster Sin Ganakana. Other shocking bombshells dropped came when Quincy mentioned he thought the Beatles were the worst musicians in the world and that he once dated Ivanka Trump, who is 48 years younger than him. That's weird.
That's not legal.
That's not legal. Okay.
That's not legal.
But perhaps his most shocking claim, however, came at the end of the interview when he revealed that the late actor Marlon Brando and comedy legend Richard Pryor slept together.
That ain't happening.
That's kind of shady. But while Brando's son and Pryor's daughter deny the allegations, Pryor's widow confirms the story. Jones also said that Brando slept with Marvin Gaye and author James Baldwin. Another shady situation.
It's just sad that the most reliable source is a widow.
But listen to this though. Jones said that Brando would F anything, even a mailbox. But then again, isn't that most guys, Michael?
Yeah, it is. No cap. It is
see
most
what
guys.
I mean?
But I got standards, you know what I mean?
Sure.
That's why I like to look good. Through all the Oscars hype, one movie still seems to be on everyone's mind.
Let them know.
The upcoming superhero epic Black Panther was open worldwide, and early showings of the film have promised that this exciting action flick starring a predominantly African-American cast, vivid African-inspired imagery, and a fresh look into the secrets of the Wakandan nation will be one of the best films this year.
That's a hard name to say, but it's whatever.
I need to get back to my little
Your roots.
My roots. Black history.
Yeah.
The film will see Chadwick Boseman come back to reprise his role as the Black Panther. We'll be joined by some of Hollywood's brightest black stars. Like who? Such as Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, Forrest Whitaker, Angela Bassett, I'm sorry, and Daniel Kaluuya of Get Out. Even before the film's release, we've seen some amazing content out of the newest addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with Black Panther the album. The Kendrick Lamar project heavily features the 12-time Grammy winner alongside other artists off of Kendrick's label, like SZA and Schoolboy Q, along with The Weeknd, Travis Scott, 2 Chainz, and Sway Lee.
So many people.
So, what did you think of the album? And are you excited for the Black Panther?
I liked the album. I thought it was great. But yes, I'm so excited to see Black Panther. Personally, I haven't seen it yet because, I'm busy. But I'm going to get there. I heard it was really good. A lot of people are going there, and they are just dressed to the T, honey, okay? So it's definitely a moment in history to have an all-black cast. And, representation matters. How do you feel?
I just hope it's, as what it is, hype, but I do like what it's trying to do, trying to promote diversity within the entertainment industry, which is very much needed.
Yeah, that's real.
And especially within the superhero. You never see a cast like this with a superhero movie.
And they also have a black villain, so it's not, black
versus
white.
White,
yeah.
It's all together, I love it. I can't wait to see it, though. So.
But speaking of other notable events, the Grammys came early this year thanks to the Winter Olympics, and like every year in recent memory, has left a lot of people pretty upset. SZA was nominated 5 times, including Best New Artist, Best R&B Performance, and Best Urban Contemporary Album, and was passed up all 5 awards, hashtagging SZA got robbed, trending on Twitter that night. On the other side of that, Kendrick Lamar won 5 Grammys for his album Damn, and Bruno Mars, my personal favorite, led the pack with 6 wins, including Record of the Year, Album of the Year, and Song of the Year for his tracks off his 3rd studio album, 24K Magic. So what did you think of the Grammys, Michael? Did you like any of the performances or the winners? Let me know your thoughts.
I think, Chris Brown gave Bruno Mars, you know, that Grammy for Album of the Year. He dropped a 40-song album just so he didn't want to get nominated again.
Okay.
And people was losing their minds after the Grammys saying, oh yeah, Bruno Mars is better than Chris Brown. Next Michael Jackson. Don't do that, man.
Yeah.
Don't hop on the bandwagon, but I did love how Dave Chappelle won Comedy Album of the Year.
He's hilarious. I loved how he interrupted Kendrick Lamar's song. I really thought that was like not supposed to happen, but afterwards they said it was, and it was just genius. Like
that's what goats do. Goats do that stuff.
Okay.
Well, that's all we have for you in the world of entertainment news this week. Tune in next time to get the latest inside scoop. I'm Michael Outlaw.
And I'm Destiny Clow. Back to you guys.
Thanks, guys. We'll be back after this commercial break.
I am woke, okay? 32 minutes. Why don't you go ask Bill O'Reilly, okay?
We don't want to be associated.
My bosses here at the match told me today that they chose our new anchor after failing to properly replicate Weekend at Bernie's.
Welcome back, Johnnies. Before we exit the topic of entertainment, we actually had a chance to get a sneak peek on Chapel Player's latest production. We had Amarachi Yuganabo at the Little Theater to give us a taste of what they're rehearsing for.
Hey guys, it's Amarachi Uganabo, and I'm here at the Little Theater where the Chapel Players Theater Group will be holding their annual spring semester straight show. This year, they're doing the show Boeing Boeing. Let's go meet with the cast and crew. So I'm here with the director of Boeing Boeing.
Wilbert Turner III, proud director of Boeing Boeing. It's my senior year, so great way to start it out.
Awesome. So tell us about the show in general.
So Boeing Boeing is set in 1960s Paris. It features a man who has 3 fiancées. None of them know about each other because they're all flight attendants, and 2 of them are always out of town while one of them is in town. So basically he has a big secret, and he has a French maid that helps him keep the secret from all the other fiancés and whatnot. But it all falls apart when his friend from America comes to visit. And it's a comical farce, and it should be loads of fun.
So I'm here with one of the cast members of Boeing Boeing.
Hi, I'm Mary.
Hi, Mary. Well, what character do you play? Tell me more about your character in the show.
So my character is Gloria. She plays the American hostess out of all 3 of the hostesses in Boeing Boeing. And she's just this crazy character. She's a lot different than the German and the Italian one just because she doesn't have being an accent. That's not her thing. She's more of like the crazy, more elaborate, she's a little more zealous, I think, than the rest of the other ones.
I'm here with another actress from the show.
My name is Becky Wenzel.
So can you tell us more about what it means to be a chapel player and to prepare this show for the rest of SJU?
Yes, to be a chapel player, it just means you're bonding with these people. I'm with them for minimum 4 hours every single day. The people that are working on the show are here probably even longer than rehearsal. There's a lot that goes into it. I help build the set. Everyone in the cast helps build the set, but then we also have set builders. We all kind of have our hands in all different pots. So to be a chapel player, you kind of have to juggle all of those things, but it's a lot of bonding and it's a lot of fun. We're a big family.
Well, it seems like Boeing Boeing is going very, very well. Looks like it's going to be another hit for the chapel players this year. I'm Amarachi Uganabo, WRED-TV. Back to you guys in the studio.
That's all we have for this edition of Eye of the Storm. For all the latest content, like us on Facebook and YouTube, and follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at WRED-TV.
Also, be sure to check out WRED-TV.com to keep up with all of our latest episodes and see how you can be a part of our productions.
From all of us here, I'm Claren Caulfield.
And I'm Zachary Mahabir. Good night, everybody.